Hi there and welcome to the Sports News. I'm Nick Kokalis. On today's show, we go around the horn with 3 area high schools as we head into the spring sports season, as well as interview a local coach who is behind the fastest growing sport in Madison. But first, we get you caught up on this week's headlines. A tremendous 2015 continues on campus at UW-Stevens Point this week. Fresh off their 4th D3 national title in school history, the men's basketball program landed 2 monster local recruits. Madison Memorial's Brett Tauber and Mount Horeb's Drew Fredrickson both made verbal commitments to the Pointers this week. Tauber and Fredrickson both come off of decorated high school campaigns and look to continue their winning ways as UW-Stevens Point defends its national title. And there was more big recruiting news in the Verona area this week. Verona area high school standout baseball player Keaton Knuppel has committed to play D1 college ball at Gonzaga University. Knuppel is an all Big 8 conference outfielder and pitcher. Knuppel posted a 7-3 record from the mound in conference play last season. The Wildcat senior also adds some pop in the lineup, batting .363 last year. Knuppel joins a young Gonzaga team that sits at 11-13 on the season. Lancaster senior Cole Martin is the best high school wrestler in the area. That according to the Wisconsin State Journal, WisconsinPrepZone.com awards this week. Martin brings home the All-Area Wrestler of the Year award after capturing his 3rd straight Wisconsin title. Only 53 wrestlers have ever won 3 WIAA state titles in their career. Martin nearly made it 4 for 4 as he finished runner-up in the state tournament his freshman year. Martin is Lancaster's first 3-time champion and looks to wrestle at the collegiate level next year. Award Week continues, and so does the impressive rebuilding of the Madison Memorial hockey program. The all-state hockey team was announced this week, and 2 of Madison Memorial standouts, Ty Pelton-Bice and Jack Indringa, headline the first-team honors. It's an extra special honor for the Spartans, who saw their storied hockey program rebound from rock bottom just 4 years ago, all the way to the state semifinal game this year. Later in the show, Madison Memorial's athletic director Jeremy Schlitz joins us to talk more about the impact of Pelton-Bice and Indringa on the school's program. Well, those are your headlines for this week. Coming up after the break, we talk Madison boxing and dive deeper into the fall and rise of that Madison Memorial hockey program with athletic director Jeremy Schlitz. Stay tuned. The Sports News will be right back. Welcome back. Madison Memorial has a rich tradition of success in high school athletics, and that's why this year's run to the state semifinals in boys hockey was a little more special than some years. Today we are joined with Madison Memorial Athletic Director Jeremy Schlitz. Jeremy, thanks for joining us. As many of us know here in the Madison community, the hockey program, I don't want to say hit rock bottom, but was in kind of a rough place a few years back. With that context, just how important was this year's run to the state tournament to see Madison Memorial back there at the Coliseum?
Oh, I mean, it was great. You know, their theme last year and through this year was living the legacy, and I think they totally did that. And to see the people from the past come back and support the hockey team was really special. And we had a great winter, but to see them finish at the Alliance Center, to have our gymnastics team up at the state tournament in Wisconsin Rapids, to have our swim team win their 5th straight state title. It was a great winter for Spartan athletics.
Absolutely. You guys came off that big winter with kind of the headliners, basketball, hockey, as you mentioned, swimming. Tell us a little bit more what's going on outside those kind of main attraction events in the athletic department.
Well, you know, it's a whole 23 sports that we've got, and it's getting 1,000 of our kids at Memorial involved in athletics. And not only maybe on the playing field, but you know, doing some things like a school broadcast program where they get to be the play-by-play and color commentary for an event, or doing some things that kind of surround and support it, whether it's the band or the spirit squad, or just being part of the student section and building that school community has really been a neat extra that goes along with high school athletics.
As you mentioned, there is a lot more to kind of what you see on TV, if you will. What are some of the biggest misconceptions of high school athletics?
I think the biggest one that comes across my desk is really that high school athletics isn't the most important way to showcase who you are and what your talents are. You know, I look at college recruiters or people that maybe try to have the best interest of their own dollar in it. But when it comes down to it, high school athletics is what determines your opportunities, not just as an athlete going forward, because that doesn't happen for everyone, but you know, when you put it on a college application, when you look for a job, those teamwork and those qualities you get out of sports is really what defines why high school athletics is so important.
Absolutely. Go into that a little bit more. Just tell us, what is it like as a student athlete at Memorial or around the conference, and what are they gaining out of this participation in student athletics?
Well, I think first and foremost, with it being a privilege, they gain what that accountability goes along with having something that you want to be part of, and needing to be a student and needing to be a citizen, and doing those things to then have the wonderful opportunity to be with your friends, being able to be part of the experience, and that's the things you won't forget. It's the only time you're ever really playing with your friends in the purest way that you can.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, Jeremy. That's Jeremy Schlitz, Athletic Director at Madison Memorial High School.
Thanks a lot, Nick. Go Spartans.
Well, you see the headlines on pay-per-view, but there is a lot of premier boxing going on right here in Madison. Joining us today from Ford's Gym is James McIntyre and Chris Ousley. Thanks for joining us today. James, we're going to start with you. There's a big event coming up here, I know, in a couple months, the Who's the Boss boxing event, but a lot more going on at Ford's Gym. Tell us a little bit about what's coming up.
Well, yeah, Who's the Boss boxing event featuring Boss Hog Marcus Parker as a professional, and that's going to be July 11th, Saturday, starting at 7 p.m. And we're going to have some real good fighters there, pros and amateurs. One of them being the guy right next to me, Chris Ousley. As far as the gym, the newest thing, we have a guy named David McCutcher. He's doing a 608 training, and it's like some real good Olympic weightlifting training, and he has kind of a boot camp thing going out where you just really work hard and get to push yourself. So it'll be really exciting getting some work in with him, and other people can come and check it out too.
Well, you mentioned it. Chris Ousley sitting right next to you, 55-3, best in the Midwest. I mean, you're the real deal, Chris. Tell us a little bit, how did you become successful as an amateur, and tell us a little bit about what's going on in your world.
How I became successful as an amateur, just putting in a lot of hours in and outside of the gym, just not in the ring, just dieting, my social life, everything like that. You know, I got a lot of the people depending on me and can't disappoint the fans.
Absolutely, and James mentioned the Olympics. How about for you, Chris? Are the Olympics on the horizon?
Yes, the Olympics is definitely on the horizon. I just have to keep on doing what I'm doing right now, winning tournaments and winning all my fights, and they'll come up.
Absolutely. Dive into that a little bit more for those of us who aren't quite as familiar with Ford's Gym right here in Madison. What's the day-to-day look like for you, and how do you see that progressing towards your future in boxing?
The day-to-day life for me is just in the gym training every single day nonstop, working with James here, and we got a coach, Andrea, work with them nonstop, and in the future getting ready to turn pro, and we'll see where that takes me.
Absolutely, and that process of turning professional, for you, I know that's the goal, right? Tell us a little bit about the steps that you have to take as a boxer to get there.
The steps that I have to take is, the goals that I have first is definitely to join the 2016 Olympics in Rio, and then after that pursue my career in being pro, and just put myself around the right team and around the right people, and we can make it happen.
You bet, and obviously those Olympics in Rio that you mentioned are the big ticket item. What other competitions do you guys have going on, maybe here in Madison or in the Madison area?
I just got done with the USA Nationals up in Spokane, Washington. I got done with the National in Spokane, Washington, and then we got the show coming up July 11th in Madison, and also the Golden Gloves. And then in June, late June, there's an international tournament coming up, and I'm going to participate in that, and that is an Olympic qualifier also.
Good luck to you, Chris, in those upcoming events, and James, thank you for all you do. Again, that's James McIntyre and Chris Ousley from Ford's Gym here in Madison. Welcome back. Edgewood High School is coming off a loss in the state finals for boys tennis last year, but they're looking to cash it in this year. Today we are joined by two seniors on the squad, Billy O'Brien and Charlie Kirsch. Boys, thanks for joining us today. We're going to start with you, Billy. Walk us through that experience. What's it like to get there to the finals of the state tournament, but ultimately come up short?
It was an awesome experience. It took a lot of hard work and a lot of teamwork. We were excited to get there. We've played in state 3 times, but it was the first time we ever made it to the finals. But the loss was agonizing. It just motivates us to do better this year. I mean, to get that close and to feel like you actually have a chance and not really get it done, it hurt, but we're just motivated and more dedicated this year.
Charlie, expand on that. How does it lead into this year? I mean, you can sit and dwell on it, and obviously you feel the pain of the loss, but do you feel like it's prepared you for this upcoming season?
I mean, yeah, definitely. Like Billy said, it took a lot of hard work to get there, and we just got to use that same hard work and use that loss as motivation to capture that title. I mean, we got all the guys returning, and we're going to be great, so we just got to use our hard work and get there.
You said it. Arguably the biggest thing going for Edgewood tennis right now is that you have all 10 returners coming back here. Talk about your teammates, and maybe we'll start with you, Billy. What's it like to have a group like this, and how close are you guys?
We're very close. It's awesome to have a group like this. We're friends during the season, we're friends out of the season. We play together year-round, so it's just awesome because it just motivates us to work harder. You know, it creates a competition the whole year, not just during the 3 months of the season.
What would you say, Billy, is the biggest thing that you guys have learned, and how's your experience going to help you?
The biggest thing we've learned is just how to stay motivated throughout the whole season. It's a short season, but it's also a long season. We got a lot of matches, and we've learned a lot of experience because we had a lot of young guys last year, but now we're experienced and we know what it takes to win.
Charlie, give us a picture of the competition ahead. You guys, again, are coming back. The team is ready to go. Tell us what you're up against this season.
Well, in conference, we got a tough team against the state qualifiers for Division I, Oregon. They tied first with us in the Badger Conference. And then looking past that, we got sectionals. We have McFarland is always a tough team, and we're going to have to be playing our best matches against them. And then the state tournament most likely will be facing U School again, so we'll have to play our best against them as well.
Last question for you both. Billy, Edgewood High School takes home the state title this year if?
We stay motivated and dedicated throughout the entire season and process.
And Charlie?
Like Billy said, we got to have hard work, we got to have dedication, and we got to just play with our heart.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, guys, and good luck this season. That's Billy O'Brien and Charlie Kirsch, both seniors, the Edgewood High School boys tennis program, trying to bring home that state title this year. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot to be excited about over at Janesville Parker in the athletic department. Coming off one of the best swimming seasons both on the boys and girls side in school history last year. We are joined today by Jesse Bernhardt. He is the assistant coach for both boys and girls swimming, as well as the throws coach for the track and field team. Jesse, thanks for joining us today. Walk us through the magical year last year for swimming. Let's start on the girls side last fall.
Well, last fall we had one of the best seasons that we've had in about 15 years. We had about 35 girls on the team, which was great. They came and they competed, and we ended up having probably about at least 1 or 2 swimmers on every event get on the top 10 board, and we really were represented at sectionals.
Great success, obviously, for the girls. Now moving forward to the spring, tell us about another great season for the boys.
The boys team was outstanding. It probably was one of the best seasons in Parker's history. We had 4 all-state swimmers. We ended up getting 15th place at the state meet. We really did a really good job, and it really started out with our seniors, Mark Goslin, Austin Walther, and Sam Amundsen.
And coming off and building off of that success, tell us just a little bit about the atmosphere at Janesville Parker. Is there a buzz in the air with the swimming program, and how's that going to carry you into this year?
Well, I really think that the swim program, both on the girls and guys side, is starting to become a strong suit to the Parker athletic programs. As long as we get kids to come out and just keep on working, me and Coach Megan Bartle and Coach Erica Rhodes will just keep on having success for the most part.
Great to hear, and good luck to the swim team next year. Switching pages a little bit over to the track and field side, as I mentioned earlier, you're also the throws coach there. Had another incredible season last year, coming off and getting ready for this 2015 campaign. Fill us in a little bit about the success of the track and field program.
Well, overall, our track and field program has always been a really strong suit of Parker's athletics. And a lot of that has to do with our throws program. Out of the past 2 years, we've had 5 individuals on the throw side go to state. Most of them have scored points, and it's really been a strong suit to our program.
as a coach with a lot of success yourself, All-American at Lincoln College, what can success just do for a program? I mean, how much of it is just that experience of winning and having that feeling of success at Janesville Parker?
It's really great because I graduated there and I ended up going to a junior college, and I really learned a lot from my coaches throughout the years, both at Lincoln and at Western Illinois. And like, it really kind of, I really want to give back to my community and back where I came from.
Well, good luck this season, Jesse. Thanks so much for joining us. That's Jesse Bernhardt, assistant coach for boys and girls swimming, as well as the throw coach for track and field. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the sports news. Well, if you're on the East Coast or even down in Chicago, the sport of lacrosse is just about as popular as soccer for some of us growing up, but it is quite arguably the fastest growing sport right here in Madison. Today we are joined by the Verona Lacrosse Club, Nate Lutterman, the head coach, and Trey Kazda, a senior over there, join us today. Guys, thanks for joining us, and Nate, I want to start with you. Tell us a little bit about the popularity of the sport and the growth that you see here in Madison.
Well, you know, the game really got kicked off in around 2001 in the state of Wisconsin. Actually, in the Madison area, one of our assistant coaches, Brett Schneering, had a good friend who played up in Eden Prairie in Minnesota. I got introduced to it through him and really kind of spread out from there. And I think at this point, we're up to over 50 teams in the state. We have 2 divisions, and it's, you know, considered one of the fastest growing games in the country every year.
Trey, from your perspective out there playing on the field every day, why the growth and why the popularity? In short, why do you love to play?
It's a really fun sport. The sport is very fast. It really, you know, gets you going. I think just being a part of the team, being a part of the culture it's just a great opportunity, and it's fun to be around.
Nate, tell us as we take a step back, for those of us not as familiar with the sport, tell us a little bit about the history of the Verona Lacrosse Club and kind of some of the competition right here in Madison.
Well, the Verona Lacrosse Club was one of the first, if not the first, clubs in the Madison area. Really got going. They were one of the first ones who got the Madison Area Lacrosse Association going. Where we stand right now, we have 2 different divisions in our conference in Madison. We play in what's called the Red Division, so we will play every year Waunakee, Middleton, Sun Prairie, Edgewood, and Janesville, each with home and home games. It's a really great setup for us. We're typically going to have 5 of the top 8 teams in the state, and you know, we really feel like it prepares all of us for the end of the season going into the state tournament.
Give me a scope. What's the age level of lacrosse in the Madison area? If you're a kid growing up and you want to play, how do you get involved?
Well, in Verona, we have youth programs going all the way to U9 for boys and U11 for girls right now. And we're always looking to expand on that. I mean, we want our youth programs to keep growing. I know in Verona right now we cater to a handful of different communities. We are co-opted with Mount Horeb. So we're really always looking to get kids in, and I mean, the younger we get them going, the sooner we get them prepared for the high school level.
Well, Trey, tell me a little bit about your team. What are the expectations from this year, and what can we expect out of the Verona lacrosse team?
I think we're going to be pretty good this year. We have a good group of attackmen. Our defense is looking really sharp. Our middies, you know, they look great. I think it's going to be a fun year. We're going to get out there and play and just kind of see what happens.
Well, good luck to you both. Thanks so much for joining us today. Again, that was Trey Kazda, senior at Verona, and Nate Lutterman, the head coach at the Verona Lacrosse Club. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome back. The Edgewood boys and girls high school track team comes into this season with some high expectations coming off a very solid 2014 campaign. 2 seniors trying to live up to those expectations are Amy Davis and Morgan O'Flaherty, and they join us today. Thanks for being with us, guys. Amy, we're going to start with you. You guys, again, coming off great success last season. I know you personally had some individual and team success. What's your outlook this season when you weigh and balance those individual successes alongside the whole team game?
I think I'm definitely looking forward to going in with some individual expectations, but I think having a team behind me and us all supporting one another and cheering each other on, I think we'll be able to reach our goals as individuals.
And Morgan, with you, the guys have been very successful as well. How do you handle those winning expectations going into a season like this?
Well, I think every day at practice we just have to keep training hard and doing what we do, and the success will keep coming as long as we just keep doing what we know is good for us and keep training hard.
And we will talk about your upcoming season a little bit, but Amy, I wanted to ask you, you have already signed a national letter of intent to stay right here in Madison, running at UW for the Badgers. Now your parents, they're in the Collegiate Hall of Fame at Iowa University, and that obviously had to be something on your radar. What was it that made you stay right here in your hometown of Madison?
It was definitely Coach Miller. When I first met her, she walked into our house and I felt like we were instantly connecting. And she reminded me a lot about my dad and how his coaching style works with his athletes. She brought me in as like one of her own already, so I can just see like a great partnership already starting.
Well, good luck next year as a Badger. Morgan, you'll be running in college as well at Eastern Michigan, but let's focus a little bit on this upcoming season. What is it going to take for Edgewood to be successful, and what are you guys really looking forward to in this season?
Well, I just think we're all looking forward to setting new PRs and just achieving all our goals, and just if we can do that, I mean, if we just keep training hard, I think we're going to have a really good year.
Absolutely. Amy, walk me through a little bit of that training. Obviously, we have our eyes set on the future and what's to come, but what does day in, day out look like right now for the track program?
Right now I'm just building up some miles, and Coach Thornton has us doing some track workouts with speed. And we're looking for indoor season just being kind of a run through, and when outdoor starts, we're really going to hit the ground running.
Yeah. Tell me, what is it like going from indoor to outdoor? You're running in a place like Wisconsin. The weather is anything but consistent. What is this time of year like for you guys, Amy?
It's hard sometimes getting outside the door and just getting your feet out there, but we definitely focus on just the end goal. So, yep.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today, and good luck next season. That was Amy Davis and Morgan O'Flaherty, joined along with their coaches today. Thanks so much, and good luck to you guys at Edgewood this year.
Thank you.
Thank you.